Hi, good evening, everybody out there. Welcome to the Monday night review. We've been away for a long time, which it feels like a month since Arsenal's played. Um, who do we have? We've got Alex, which has become my new co-host, and
Hello.
thank you for Alex for joining me. And then we got Charlie, Neil, and Gavin joining us. I know Charlie, you're also in the UK, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. I'm out in North London as well.
Nice. Neil, I know you've been here before. Gavin, I can't remember if you've been on the show before.
I have once, yeah.
You have once. It has to have been a long time ago because I don't remember. Do apologize for that.
No worries.
But yeah, action-packed show. We've got a lot to go through. Unfortunately, we can't make the show an hour long. It's going to be 45 minutes, but it's going to be action-packed 45 minutes. So let's start at the beginning, and the beginning is a 1-0 win. A 1-0 win at Wolves.
That was a
Gavin,
satisfying result.
yeah, Gavin, seeing that you haven't been here in a while, we'll let you go first and give your thoughts on the game.
Well, I mean, it was, you know what, I must say it was one of the most nail-biting, nervous games I've had for a long time. Just that entire half, where we dug in, defended with 10 men. Obviously, the sending off was absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I'm sure there's been lots of comments and so much has been said about that already, but I can never really understand what was going through Oliver's head, as he dished out 2 yellow cards in a row. It was, just as a matter of interest from the panel here, I mean, my understanding of a yellow card is a caution, right? So you get a caution, and then you are cautioned, and then you don't do that again to get a red. But Martinelli never had the option of a caution. He was just like bang, bang, and off you go. So it didn't make any sense to me. But I think what is definitely indicated is that Arsenal have the ability to close shop, park the bus with 10 men, because we're having to do it so often. And that was a good sign for me. So, a good win, hey? Listen, and for anyone who goes around, belittling Arsenal for celebrating, a 1-0 win in that way against Wolves, they had a lot to celebrate. That was true grit. That was the Arsenal any fan wants to see. So, that's my view on it. I think I've just seen nodding heads all around.
Yeah. Neil, from your side, I mean, this is the second time we grinded some sort of result. I think if I think back as to the Liverpool game, the first leg of the Carabao Cup. I mean, is this a sign? And we were 10 men there as well. I mean, does this show that Arteta's brought some sort of fighting spirit to the squad? And does it also, secondly, does it also prove the mentality this young team has, where they can grind out victories like that?
Yeah, no, I agree. We did defend well. I think our defense and our keeper shaping up now. And the mentality is not 100% there yet, but we are getting there. I'm sure most of you will agree. Our defense looks solid for some time now as well. Ramsdale, he looked good in the second half. Okay, let me talk about the game actually. The first half, I could say we were the better team. We played much better than the second half. The second half again was, even before we got the red card, Wolves is on us. But our defense, they grinded, they threw bodies in there. Can you remember holding us to stopping or clearing up off the line at the 10th? But other than that, it's a game of 2 halves. Saka and Martinelli, the second half, they were very quiet. I won't say I was disappointed, but we're still not fluid enough, in my opinion. But at the end of the day, we've got the 3 points. We can foul this victory and we can move on. We play Wolves again next week, Thursday, and hopefully we can shut them up, because what Never said we celebrated like we won the league. We've grinded out a good result against a good Wolves team with 10 men for 20 minutes. So I'm impressed.
Charlie, with your thoughts of the game, also want to speak about Lacazette. I mean, that chance he missed, and we were 10 men at the time, is that, well, there's two sides to that coin. Is it just a striker off form, or is that proof that he's just not the guy?
If he's been off form, then he's been off form the entire season. he's he's been crucial in that sort of false nine position. Let's not kid ourselves. He's been one of the most creative players. I remember in the game against West Ham, for example, at the Emirates, the pass that he put through to Martinelli, and he sort of finished that move off. And it's those type of things that Lacazette is really good at. But his fundamental role is that of a striker, and that is what he's not being successful in at the moment. So I would say that I feel like we are one super striker away from a really, really good team. A really, really good team. And with regards to the result, I don't care how well or how badly we play. If we keep grinding out results like this until the end of the season and we are playing in the Champions League, I will be happy. I'll be happy.
There's been talk of maybe Pepe should play in that false number 9 position. Do you think that he'd suit that position? Do you think he works hard enough? Do you think we should just ditch Pepe?
Well, he's doing nothing special on the wing, to be honest with you. And if you watch the African Cup of Nations, he actually did quite well in a similar role. I honestly do think that there's a chance for him as a false 9, but I mean, the jury's out. I haven't seen it. You need to see it in the Premier League before you sort of make that assumption that it could work. And seeing it in the African Cup of Nations versus the Premier League is two completely different ball games.
He always seems to play well against the lesser teams, the championship teams, your Europa League sort of group stage sort of teams. Seems to turn on the tricks then, but when it comes to the Premier League, like a few of our other players as well, never really seems to quite hit the mark.
Exactly that.
But is Nketiah that person? Because that seems to be where, the replacement for Martinelli, against Brentford. I mean, who is the person that we're going to put there? I mean, I personally feel that Pepe might be a better solution because when he does switch on, I mean his goals are incredible, and when he does actually turn it on, he's in a different league as well. But it's just the inconsistency. But I'm not sure Nketiah is he's a good sub, but I don't know whether he's going to fill that role this coming Saturday.
I don't think he's natural. I don't think Nketiah is a natural number 9, a false 9 anyway. I think he's definitely a number 9. He's an out-and-out striker. He's a goal poacher, isn't he? I don't think he's used to playing in a deeper role at all. I don't think it suits him either. He's got pace, though, the kid has. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with Nketiah. Any ideas, anyone? Neil, how about you?
Apparently, I think he's going to leave. I just don't think he's good enough. But we're going to have to make do with what we have now. And hopefully he can perform, either to get his value up when we sell him. But if he can chip in with some goals, I'll be happy with that as well. I mean, Pepe, I don't think he will fit in false 9 because Lacazette holds up the ball much better and he's stronger. And we push it out wide. And remember, Lacazette also had a good chance in the first half and he hit it straight to the keeper. And if we had a better strike, I'm sure somebody would have buried that already. That was in the first half. And then the second half as well. But he did well for you can say, basically assist for the goal. He tried to kick and the keeper challenged him and they were actually arguing that's a foul on the goalie, but the goalie actually went for Lacazette. And the ball spun on and went to Gabriel and he scored. But yeah, we in need of at least 20+ striker next year.
Yeah, I guess that leads us on to a thing about the transfers this season, or lack of. What did you guys think about the beautiful transfer window? How about you, Charlie?
Oh God, I don't know where to start. I don't know. Actually, I don't know if I'm disappointed or if I'm happy. I don't know how to feel. The thing is, I'm so happy we got rid of so much dead wood. The thing was, as much as Aubameyang will, I wouldn't say guarantee you goals, but he is a goal threat. As much as he is that, and we got rid of him, he wasn't playing. He wasn't playing at all. So he needed to get out of the club, but to not bring in a striker, I think could very well cost us. I hope it doesn't. I'm as optimistic as I can be, and I'm just hoping that Lacazette and Elie Nketiah and perhaps Pepe as a false nine somehow get us through to the top four.
How about
Have
you,
you guys
Neil?
have you guys discussed the Matt Turner purchase? Because that was the only one, the American.
No,
Only.
we actually had two purchases, didn't we? But one was a kind of an inter-Krunker club transfer, wasn't it? The centre back who still both players actually aren't going to play for us until the summer anyway. Because I mean, we bought the guy from whoever it was it Colorado Rapids or something? Was that
Colorado Rapids?
Yeah, so we bought him, but then loaned him straight back to the club. So. But even so, I mean, I can't see him really getting into the team anyway. I don't know. I might be wrong. I've never even seen him play. Has anyone seen him play?
Well, I have a brother that lives in Denver, and he'd never heard of him.
No.
You know.
So,
Anyway.
Yeah, I think there's a comment here from Ian. I think they really put all the eggs in one basket with Vlahovic, thinking that we were going to get him. Unfortunately, we're probably not big enough a club for him. So
it was encouraging, though. It was encouraging to see us put. You know, we went there, and we went with it wasn't a small bid either, was it? I mean, it was over 50 million, I think we bid for him. Plus, we could have thrown Torreira into the mix as well. It was a very, very serious offer, but he'd already made up his mind that he wanted to go to Juventus and play Champions League. And who can blame him, really? But it was encouraging that we spent all that money. It was also I found it slightly encouraging that we weren't also going to then do an impulse buy and spend 70 odd million on someone that's never played in the Premier League before and potentially make another Pepe mistake. I mean, it might, Isaac might actually come to Arsenal in the summer. We don't know, but we might go Dominic Calvert-Lewin, we might go somebody else, but. I think if we'd have then just wasted a load of money on someone that was always a plan B, I don't think that is particularly a good thing to do. How about you guys? What do you reckon?
Yeah, I've just read now today that I don't know how true it was that PSG wanted to do a swap deal with Aubameyang and Icardi, and we said no. And Arteta said they want players that they actually want. So when you're saying you want Dusan, you can't tell me you only had one striker in mind, because we need another two. We know Lacazette's going to leave end of the season. Nketiah also might leave, and Aubameyang is left already. So we need two strikers in the summer, definitely 120 plus and one maybe 15 plus. So that's going to easily cost us about 120 mil in the transfer kitty, just for two strikers. And then we still have
we
to
just
buy
won a Super Bowl, so there's a good chance of that.
Yeah, I saw that. It should have happened in January, because then maybe you would have been happy and signing check or anything. It's too late now.
but don't you guys also think, us as Arsenal fans, we all know the January transfer window is a difficult window. It's hard to get players in the January window. I mean, there's a lot we don't know. Maybe they were trying and it just wasn't possible. And we all, I mean, if we can see our squad is lightweight, I'm sure those guys that's a lot more smarter than most of us, I'm assuming they're smarter, that they can see that. So like I think Alex made a good point. Rather no signings than crap signings, and they said, okay, let's rather not spend any money and wait till the summer and carry on with the
Yeah.
squad we have.
January is always a very difficult window
Yeah.
because not all the players that you want available are available. You know, they're mid-season, they're tied into to clubs who are competing for the Champions League or competing for other cup competitions, and clubs are usually unwilling to let players go. That's the reality.
So I'm also looking at it. I mean, if they were ready to spend that amount of money on a striker, I'm sure that they're ready to splash some cash come the summer again.
I think we'll be able to spend more cash in the summer because we've released so many players. We've freed up so much in salaries that I think they'll probably, hopefully, spend big.
Well, it also depends, though. It depends if we make Champions League or not. So I'm reading Gunnar Matters, his comment here, and he says, think back at your prediction at the beginning of the season and where we are now. So for me, I normally chat to Ian when I watch the game. And I told him, this is the first time I'm looking at the table for some time now. And we've got 3 games behind West Ham that was forced. I mean, I personally believe we can finish in the top 4 now. I mean, we don't have to. Because all these years we're relying on other teams to drop points, do this, do that. But now our destiny is in our own hands now. And we've got 16 games left to do it. And for me, I said top 6 at the beginning of the season and maybe a cup competition. But we can make top 4.
How about you, Charlie? He was optimistic.
100%. If we do not make top 4, then this is the best chance we have. If you even compare the run-ins, I mean, you look at Spurs next year. Spurs are crap anyway. And then you look at United's fixtures, and I mean, West Ham are not at our level. So this is seriously our best opportunity. I think the toughest games that we have left are Liverpool and Chelsea, really, that we really have to worry. I think we beat Spurs. It's all about on-the-day performance, but I really think we need to go all out. And this 1 game per week is going to help us so much. Like, we have no idea. And I mean, even the Martinelli suspension perhaps even comes at a good time. Missing against Brentford. You've got Emile Smith-Rowe to come in on the left. You've got a moderately strong bench to go against them. So I mean, I really believe this is top 4 this season. It's Champions League. It's quality striker. It's move up. It's going to be a good.
How about you, Gavin?
Yeah, I think it always is so difficult to call, is it? Because this is Arsenal, right? So, but I mean, the thing is, you want to be optimistic, and I do want to be. And if I look at the next 4 games, I think it's Brentford, Wolves, Watford, Leicester, and on paper we should be creaming those teams. But the truth is that as Spurs have just discovered, and Man United, having games in hand and no points in hand isn't always a great thing. It's you get yourself optimistic about them, and we just need to do one game at a time, keep consistent, keep it tight, don't get red cards again. And I think, with the full squad, and as you point out, I think that's right. We're in a situation where we aren't overburdened with games, but that also is a problem. Look at what we played. We've gone like almost 10 days in between 2 games. Is that, that's not always a good thing. Where is the game time? So it's hard to predict where things are going to go. West Ham is still looking pretty strong. Spurs are out of it. As for manure, well, they can stay where they are. But, there's the fight is still going to be on, as is going to be the fight against Wolves when we play them. They're going to want revenge. They want to come back hard. So there's going to be nothing easy. So I would like to say, yes, I absolutely, and everything in my heart and every part of me is saying, I'm going to be behind this, and we must push for top four, because I think the side can do it. But there's just always circumstances that we tend to screw it up ourselves. There's we one Xhaka card away from from another, like a nightmare again.
Yeah.
And it's always these kind of things that torment us as Arsenal fans. That it makes us who we are, I guess.
I put a bet on us finishing top 2, but I think the odds must be even greater now. Well, I put it on at the beginning of the season just as an outside bet, like £100 or something like that. So if I win, I get like £4,500 or something. But I don't think that's going to happen, because it's pretty clear that City and Liverpool are going to run away with the top 2 positions. But
and then there's Chelsea.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. Well, I mean, if we win our games in hand, we actually end up 2 points behind Chelsea, don't we? Imagine if we finished above Chelsea. I would cry laughing. The World Club champions.
What is that, actually?
One of our games in hand is versus Chelsea. We're supposed to play Chelsea this weekend, so that's the one game in hand as well. So, or one of them, yeah.
But I think we could finish top 4. But it depends on, like most people are saying, like especially Gavin was saying about, we tend to set ourselves up for the fall, and it's the players on the pitch who get the red cards, isn't it? They're the ones that are letting us down at the moment. Okay, Martinelli was a bit unlucky, but I mean the amount of red cards we've had is absolutely ridiculous. So sometimes it just feels like the refs are looking for an excuse to send an Arsenal player off. That's what it felt like in that Wolves game. I mean, he really didn't need to give that red card. Okay, he could book him or whatever, tell him to calm the hell down, but to give a yellow card, which is supposed to be the warning to calm the player down in the first place, but for the player not to see that and then to give 2 yellows for a red. I mean, it's not even. I mean, I read the rules, and it's not. I don't even think as a ref you're allowed to do that. But we can't appeal for it because it's a yellow card. So the ref gets away with it, and we're left with a player down for a match. It's ridiculous, really.
I thought Arteta's red card, that we literally caught the Uber to the game, went on for 10 minutes and came off. Was also a ridiculous situation. And the first yellow was very soft. And the next thing we in a situation, so it's that kind of stuff, But yeah, I hear what you say, and listen, we've only got it to not do. That's all there is to it, isn't it? Right? Arsenal's there; it's there for the taking. It's up to the team.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk Arteta. This is going to be, I think it's going to be an argument amongst Arsenal fans until he probably wins a league title or something. But is Arteta good enough? I mean, there's some stats I want to go through before I get your thoughts. And looking at the squads around us, West Ham, United, Spurs, could possibly throw Chelsea in it, but let's leave Chelsea up there. But, I mean, he's got the youngest team of the 4 teams. He's got the smallest squad. And, yeah, he's 6th in the league with a couple of games in hand. I mean, if everybody wins their game in hand, if they have anything, Arsenal still end 4th. Which shows that we in a better position than the other 3 clubs. And looking at the managers themselves, and I only took this off the last 10 games, and why I did that is because United's manager's only been there for 10 games. And for the last 10 games, I mean, he's neck and neck with United. Granted, yeah, we haven't. There's a couple of games we missed in between, but still, our last 10 games, we got 3 losses, and our losses, 2 of those losses against Liverpool and City, which is arguably the best 2 teams in the country. And if you look at the other teams who they lost against, I mean, Moyes lost to Arsenal and United. So, I mean, none of them played Liverpool or City. And yeah, I think looking at the stats, I feel the Arteta out brigade is a bit unfair towards him. And he's obviously also the least experienced of the others. The others got more than 10 years experience, each one of them. So we'll start with you, Gavin. I mean, looking at the stats, looking at what Arteta has to deal with the squad he has compared to everybody else, compared to a squad like United. I mean, United's got Varane, they've got Pogba, they've got Cristiano Ronaldo, they've got Sancho, they've got Rashford, who I don't really rate, but they've got him. They've got a good keeper in De Gea, the best defender in Harry Maguire. A little bit but I mean,
Okay.
are we when we shout? I mean, we lose to Brentford on Saturday. I'm sure people's going to say Arteta out again.
Yeah.
But is that fair?
I think he wouldn't. Let's face the fact. Firstly, I was delighted when he came there, but mainly that was because I was glad to see the back of Armoury. The thing is with him, he was always going to not hit the ground running. It was always going to be a challenge. But one thing I can say about Arteta, he might have made strategically probably not the best decisions. Some of the substitutions were too late in coming on. It's all those kind of things. But I tell you what, one thing I can say about him, he's extremely good at uniting the team. He doesn't, the discipline that he demands, the amount of effort that he demands, he just wants 100% every single game. And if every player does that, that's all that, as fans, what we want. So I think the passion that he instills within the team, you finding, very quickly other managers start losing the dressing room because they don't have that passion and they don't have the way that he unites the team. And we saw that with these 10 men games where they were fighting. They were fighting for their club. They were fighting for him. And I think there's something to be said about that as a manager. So the tactics and stuff will come with experience. So I'm not one of the Arteta outs just on the next win away. So I'm happy that he's there, and I would gladly stick with him.
Charlie, your thoughts?
Yeah, listen, to win a league title anytime soon is going to be a hard ask with Liverpool and Man City around. So I think judging him on winning a league is a little hard to do. I've always been an Arteta fan, and I do hope that he takes us to the Champions League, wins more FA Cups, League Cups, and hopefully a league. I do hope that. I'd say the one thing that Arteta got right was getting rid of Deadwood. I've said it before. And then the other thing was just shoring up the defense. I can't remember how many times in seasons gone past I used to, if we went to Anfield or to City or Old Trafford or whatever, you used to go into it thinking, oh God, we are going to lose this game, and that's it. Now you can actually go and you sit and you watch a game and you think to yourself, we can actually sneak a draw here, we can sneak a win. Look at the Molineux on was it Thursday? When was the game? Thursday. Like a game like that, I swear we would have lost that game a year or two ago. And we are out here grinding results, which is so good to see. Shoring up the defense. He shored up the midfield. I don't know how with Granit Xhaka, but he somehow has done that. And I feel like the missing piece, and you can see it coming into play, is with that striker. Like you've seen, he's gone all out for Vlahovic. And that's a sign, an encouraging sign, as Alex has said, that it's a top striker coming into the club. And I just feel like there's a clear plan that hasn't been in place for a very, very long time. And us as Arsenal fans can sort of see it. The fact that He sort of has taken control over the dressing room. He doesn't tolerate any sort of ill discipline whatsoever. It's everything we want to see as fans as well. You don't want to see your captain out partying, not reporting for training, etc., and still getting into the team. So those type of things are so important in building sort of team unity, and it builds a winning culture, and I think it's a really good thing. I'm all for Arteta, and I really do hope he'll be successful.
Neil, your thoughts on
Yeah.
Arteta?
He's doing a good job so far. I mean, so far I'm impressed with our keeper and our defense, and you can see he's building from the back, getting rid of Deadwood as well. It will be interesting to see how the board is going to support him now, this transfer, and it's going to depend on where we're going to finish as well. So we already spent what 150 million this transfer window, and we bought some quality players. We bought the keeper, Ben White, Tommy as well. So that our defense and our keeper looks solid so far. We're still crying out for a proper striker, but for me so far so good. And one question for me as well: what happens, or everyone that's watching as well? What happens if we? And I don't wanna say this. What happens if we finish 8th again this season? What do you think? Arteta in or Arteta out?
It's got to go, hasn't he?
Yeah.
If it's 8th, sorry, it sounds bad, but 8th is not acceptable.
Yeah.
I don't even think 7th is acceptable.
Yeah.
He has to minimum qualify for the Europa League. I think that is the minimum requirement.
Agreed. Yes.
I think Champions League is definitely the aim, but Europa League would be acceptable. Outside of that, Europa Conference doesn't even count. It's the Tin Pot Cup reserved for Spurs, and they can't even win it. It's just it's Europe, real European cups or bust for Arteta, and I think he knows that. He should understand that. I think I'd be amazed if they keep him on if he doesn't qualify Europa. But we're in a good position at the moment. Got a couple of games in hand over United, 3 games in hand over West Ham. We could comfortably get up to comfortably get up to 4th spot, and then Spurs have absolutely Spursed it. Their games in hand. 3 losses in a row. That's beautiful. It's proper Spurs.
And they got City next week.
It's what I say.
They got
City next week.
Oh, yeah, excellent.
So remember, Arsenal got 3 games in hand. 2 of those games one is against Wolves and one is against Spurs. So we can extend that lead if we beat both of them. And it's both home games against Spurs and against Wolves. So if we can get through those 2 games.
I think Spurs is away. Wolves is at home. Spurs is away.
Oh yeah, Spurs is away. Which we play Liverpool at home. Liverpool and Man United at home.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. It's nothing's ever easy, but yeah.
Brentford coming up.
Brentford on Saturday coming up.
Oh yes.
You already know we're without Martinelli, so.
Got Smith Rowe there though. That's my thoughts. I mean, Smith Rowe fits in there quite well. It's just my biggest concern with all of these games that are coming up is injuries. If we get injuries, then what? Especially to the key players, because we don't have a lot. I mean, okay, we got Sambi and we got El Neni coming back in the centre of the park. Neither of which I think are really up to the mark. Defensively, I mean, we've got Rob Holding. That's one centre back as a reserve. I suppose we've got. We've got Cedric, I suppose.
Yeah. He's training, back in training.
Yeah.
Tommy's back in training now.
I think he failed the late fitness test before the Wolves game, so he should be fine for Brentford.
I think with our full strength team, I think potentially we could beat anyone on the day, but when we start throwing in reserve players here and there, I'll worry a little bit.
As I mentioned earlier, the next 4 games we should be picking up those 12 points because after Wolves is There's Brentford, Wolves, and Watford.
Yeah.
Leicester was always tricky, but on our day, we should be. Those are our games. We should be able to do that. So I think it's going to be a different picture next. And I think when's the next big? Who do we play? That's actually I'm just down the road.
We're still waiting for the Spurs game. We're waiting for the Spurs game to be rescheduled. So
game.
that could be soon.
Yeah.
So that could be in between the slot. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
the Chelsea.
Charlie, we didn't hear your thoughts on the Brentford game.
Win. Win. It'll be I say a comfortable 2-0 win. I honestly don't think Brentford have a chance. There's no COVID in Arsenal squad. We've all gone through Omicron. It's a win. It's a win. The Emirates will be absolutely buzzing. So I can see us winning that game comfortably.
Okay, awesome. Okay, guys, fun time, guys in the chat. Just when you answer Q1, A, B, or C, because Brentford, there's not a lot of history between Arsenal and Brentford. We try to base the questions around the upcoming team, but there's nothing. So it's just. Sorry, I was laughing this afternoon when I was setting up this quiz and Googling Arsenal versus Brentford, and there's nothing. There's no history. So
we're just going to focus in on that first game of the season, are we?
Please, there's one question though. What is Brentford's first victory against? Who was the first EPL victory against Arsenal?
But anyway, so the question is just general Arsenal knowledge. Obviously, didn't go for the obvious ones; they're a bit more tricky. But yeah, so A, B, or C. Let's go. Okay, so Arsenal set the record of 49 Premier League matches undefeated. But who did they beat in the 49th match? A, Southampton. B, Aston Villa. C, Norwich City. We all know who ended the unbeaten, but who was the last team we won? It was a tricky one. I also got this wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. Gonna give you guys 10 seconds. Okay. Neil, you first.
This is a guess. I'm going for Southampton.
Okay. Kevin?
Villa.
Charlie?
I know the game after the 49, we played Southampton at home, and we almost lost that game, and Van Persie actually scored a last-minute equalizer to make it 2-2. So it's not Southampton. Process of elimination. I'm going Norwich. C.
Okay. I think everybody in the chat was right.
Damn it.
Yes. Next one. Arsenal's biggest win in the FA Cup at Emirates was against Lincoln City. But what was the scoreline? 5-0, 6-0, 8-1.
I'm going for 5-0.
Okay, Neil, 5-0. Gavin?
I think it's the biggest FA Cup win. 5-0 seems like too short. And 8-1 I wouldn't remember. So I think it's 6-0.
6-0, okay. Charlie?
Also going 6-0.
Alex, I know you also didn't see the question, so you might as well answer. Or did you see it? I don't know if you checked the...
I didn't see it, no.
Okay, so... you...
I don't actually know, so I'm going to go C.
Even everybody in the chat is wrong. The only person that was right was Neil. 5-0. Last one. Who was Arsenal's first Premier League match against? Jeez, some people probably wasn't even born yet, but sure. Liverpool, Norwich City, or Sheffield Wednesday?
B, Norwich.
Wow.
Okay, Warren's going with B in the chat. Gavin?
I don't think it was one of the glory teams, or so-called glory teams like Liverpool. So I'd probably be Sheffield Wednesday, if it's that long ago.
Charlie?
I'm also going for Wednesday.
Alex?
It's Norwich. We lost 4-2.
Okay.
Sorry. I know it anyway.
Gavin, the Sheffield Wednesday was just a curveball because I know Sheffield Wednesday hasn't been in the league for ages, and I just thought, let's put them in there.
Yeah, it would be a historic team. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, guys. Predict the game. Just to end of the show. Just remember, that's how it works. 7 points, 4 points, 2 points. All the rules is on the website. Prizes up for grabs.
Oh, wow.
And that top 3 there is quite tight there. With Colin still leading from the first week. No, I think there was a time that Chevelle overtook Colin, but that was only for one game because we had 2 games in that week, and then Colin just came back and took a number 1 spot back. I think if it was up to me, I think Colin just deserves that first prize just for being up there so long. And Alex is also up there.
Top 4, mate. Top 4.
Yeah, top. Cool.
Going into the Champions League.
Okay, predictions for Saturday. We'll start with Neil.
I'm going for a 4-1 victory.
4-1. Kevin?
I think we'll score 3, and then we'll give away a stupid goal. So it'll be 3-1.
Charlie, I remember you saying 2-0. You still sticking with the 2-0? Alex?
I don't even know what my prediction was. I'll probably go with 2-0 just to be on the safe side, but I don't know if that's my official prediction. I can't even remember what it is. I've done all my predictions for the whole season. I've done them already just in case I forget. and I can't remember what it is.
Oh, cool. I actually don't know. I'm probably also going to go with a 3-1. I might change it to 1-0 because we're not scoring that much. So yeah, I don't know. I think this Arsenal team is a bit unpredictable. I don't think we'll lose very often, but yeah, we're not scoring a lot of goals lately. But,
I did predict 2-0. There we go.
Cool. Did we lose Gavin? Yeah, we lost Gavin. Oh, okay. Anyway, guys, I think we're going to end the show right there. And Neil, Charlie, Gavin's not here, but Gavin, thanks for joining us. Alex.
Charlie, just before we go, Charlie, are you going to the Wolves game?
I am, actually.
Are you? Nice.
Yeah.
I might see you there then.
I'll see you there.
Nice. If you know anyone who wants a spare ticket, I've got a spare ticket for that game.
I also have one.
Okay.
I can't get rid of it.
Can I come? I'm glad it's like a
You can
Come
have it.
over. Yeah, it's quite a difficult one to get rid of on a Thursday night, isn't it?
Yeah, jeez. I think if I should ever move to North London with my family, my wife will probably divorce me because I wouldn't want to miss any home games. Probably.
So I might end up taking my wife to the Wolves game at this rate.
Yeah, so you used to lucky. Like my wife is not into sports, nothing. Actually, no sports at all. And yeah, I watch almost everything.
No, well, usually Ray would come with me. It's his season ticket. There's a spare ticket, but because it's on a school night and it's the long trip down to London, you can't really go. So spare ticket. It's pretty easy to get rid of the tickets anyway, but there's plenty of Facebook groups and stuff around there. So
I bought mine while my fiance was here in December, and then the game got rescheduled. And now she's gone home, so now I'm just sat with 2 tickets, and I can't get rid of it. But I'll sell it on the exchange. It'll go eventually.
yeah.
It'll go eventually.
Cool.
Cheers, guys.
One last question, Charlie. You and Alice can answer this one. What's the vibe like in the stadium right now?
Yeah, it's pretty decent actually. Burnley was flat, although actually the crowd picked up a bit in the second half, but still, I mean, it was pretty flat. It was a pretty dead game anyway. The vibe against City was amazing. It was really pumping that day. It's got a lot better. It's got a lot more united. I mean, that's probably the wrong word to use, but it's got a lot. The fans seem to be on the same page a lot more now than what they used to. We had a very divided fan base for a long time, but now there's a lot more unity with the fans, and it's actually pretty pumping again. So yeah, let's hope the results go our way and it can remain like that.
Awesome.
And as long as there's optimism, I mean, as long as there's optimism and there's a feeling that we can get that 4th spot now and it's up for grabs, the crowd will be right behind the team now.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. Yes, I'm pretty positive about it. It's looking positive.
Cool. Anyway, thanks, guys. Gavin, Neil,
Thank you.
Charlie. Thanks
Cheers,
for joining
guys.
us. Everybody,
Cheers, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Awesome having you here. Enjoy the Brentford game, and we'll see you next Monday.
Cheers.
Okay.
See ya. Bye-bye.
Always
Bye.
a pleasure.